and you get any, I'll be glad to share such book with you. Okay, so let's test the mic. Do let me know if you can hear me, and if you cannot hear me, let me know. Just send me where you are from so that I'll be glad to connect with you. And that topic is yeah, I'm right here. Okay, so this is me talking about. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you. Watching from Lagos. Nice to meet you. Hmm. So today we'll be talking about how to boost your child's vocabulary at home. These tips I'm about to share with you, you can use you don't need to be a serious book lover. You don't even need to read books with your children. You just need your voice. So I'm going to share this practical tips with you right here, and make sure you stay till the end. Ask me questions if you do have any. It will guide me, it will help me to know how to guide you better. So how can I boost my child's vocabulary at home? I don't have storybooks. I'm about to get storybooks. For now, I don't have, but I need to boost my child's vocabulary. First thing, the first tip, or the first interesting way you can do that is what I call the natural method. Or this method, I call it natural method because um, you're doing something, you're not feeling it. It's just coming up naturally. So this method entails that um, as you are doing anything with your child, or as you do anything at home with your child, make sure you tell your child what you're doing. Express yourself, be expressive. Tell your child what you're doing. I said in the tips I'm going to share that you don't need to read. So this one is not read aloud. Sure, read aloud is part of it, but I'm talking about something you can do without even reading to your child. So that method is what I call the natural method, which entails that you tell your child, express what you're doing to your child. Let your child hear you tell him or her what you're doing. For instance, this is a tab. I am holding a tab and I want to swipe. Oh, so picture is very beautiful. Let me swipe. Your child sees you swipe, and your child hears you saying swipe. So I'm swiping, swipe to the next picture, swipe, 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 swipe. Your child is seeing as you're doing something, and your child hears you say swipe. The child is learning something new. The child is learning a new vocabulary or a new word called swipe, and your child sees you swiping. So remember this method. You don't need to start reading with your child. Whatever you're doing, express it to your child, or tell your child your actions. Be expressive. So I just use this swiping of pictures to just give you the first instance. So instead of just keeping quiet or saying move to the next picture, you can use the word swipe. Okay, swipe to the next picture. Please swipe. The child has learned something new. Swipe. Okay. And remember, children, they learn fast by watching. So your child is seeing you doing something, sees you doing something, and your child is learning immediately from what you're doing. So the child has learned a new vocabulary right now, which is swipe. Okay, what if I am in the kitchen and I am cooking, I want to tell a child, okay, so give me um give me salt. I want to add. What about saying, I just need to add a pinch of salt? Pinch. The child sees you get the salt. The child sees as you are adding a pinch. And sometimes the child sees as you're spreading it, sprinkling it a little. So these are avenues you teach your child new vocabulary without reading to that child. Or can we talk about even when you're washing, you can use also that opportunity to talk about, so after washing, I need to quickly rinse. And after rinsing, I'll wring, and after wringing, I'll take the clothes to the washing line and hang them. Did you see all these processes? You are expressing yourself, and at that moment, your child is learning new words without you sitting the child down to teach the child these new words. For me, this is one of the fastest way to teach vocabulary. Be expressive, naturally use words, use hard words that your child is not familiar with. Don't get comfortable always saying the place is dirty. You can use the word untidy, unkept, so that your child will ask, Mommy, what is untidy? What is unkept? Is opportunity for you to explain the meaning of that word. So your child hears you say that word again and again. The next thing your child will start to use that word. So my hair is kept, instead of saying my hair is not neatly arranged or my hair is dirty. So these are ways that you express yourself or you talk with your kids at home, even without reading. They hear you use new words or hard words that are a bit higher than them. But because you're comfortably using it with them, they got to learn these words and their vocabulary is improving. Should we even talk about some expressions that are not too nice? If you want to help your child correct those expressions and give them the right vocabulary to use, you just have to start using the right vocabulary. So right now the fan is on. Can you please turn off the fan? The child is learning turn off. Okay, I go back to the tab again. So this tab, the battery is about to go off. Can you please turn it off? Your child is learning another one. Turn it off. Please turn it on. Oh, is on. I don't need the light. Can you please switch it off? These are everyday expressions we use, and your child hears you use the right expressions, and naturally your child will start to use it. So there was no light. Let's assume there is no light, and after a while, um, power holding restores power. Oh, they've restored power. They've seized power again. Your child constantly hearing you using this right words or these expressions, the child will naturally absorb them and you hear them using these expressions. So that is the first or one method of boosting your child's vocabulary at home that is very easy. A lot of parents can relate with it. Even if you don't have time, you don't even need to sit and teach your child. Use your voice. Wherever you are, you can do it. Are we talking about being in a car or in a public bus? You can do that anywhere. Okay, so let's alight. This is our bus stop. Let's alight. The child will ask, Mommy, what is alight? You are teaching your child a new vocabulary. Okay, so these are different scenes I've just pointed out where you can use you can teach your child new vocabulary without reading a book. So you have to model it. Express yourself at home using the kind of words you want your child to use, or using words that are a bit higher so that your child will get curious and would want to ask what those words are. So that is your natural, your voice. Just use your voice. You don't need to read. The natural method I talked about, with just your voice, you can improve your child's vocabulary without reading. Did you get that? So let me make a recap of just this point. In your daily interaction with your child, make sure you use words, expressions that you would like your child to use. Do not feel that your child is too young to learn these expressions. Just keep using those words. If in your daily interaction, your child hears those words, your child sees you use those words, it will be easier for your child to start using the word. In fact, it comes up naturally in your child's subconscious state. Your child will start to use them because these are expressions that your child hears you use. So mirror it. Use expressions you want your child to use. Use new vocabularies or new words at home, and you're going to see your child learn this vocabulary, and your child will start to use them. So that is number one. The second one is allow your child to express him or herself. The first one, you are the one leading. You are the one talking, telling your child to say this. Okay, as you're saying, your child learns what you're saying. The second point is give your child opportunity or be expressive. Your child returns from school and, oh, how was your day? Fine is not enough. Ask your child open-ended question. So how did your day go? Really pay attention and listen as your child expresses him or herself. As your child is telling you how the day went, is opportunity for you to chip in things like, oh, the boy misplaced his pencil. Oh, he scored 50 over 50. Your math teacher was excited. As you're listening to your child, you're chipping in some other expression, or you're helping your child build his or her expression. The child is building, learning to communicate very well, just like yourself. So make room for your child to be able to talk. Use open-ended questions. Don't get comfortable with just hearing, with my day was fine. I'm okay. No. Let your child tell you more. Okay, did you enjoy the meal? Was it delicious? How many scoops did you take? Did anybody look at you as you're eating? Would you want to eat something like that? And if you want to eat something like this next time, would you want this quantity or something lesser? Just let your child tell you about his or her day. Be expressive. So your child is talking, you're helping your child building vocabulary by chipping in some words that the child cannot pick, or the words that the child cannot use. That moment, your child is learning to communicate, and the vocabulary. Yeah, you take the lead by your interaction, your daily interaction. Use those words or so first step, you take the lead in be descriptive in your as you're describing your activity, your child is learning new words. The second, so using an open-ended to find out what the child is thinking about and help your child to be able to construct sentences, express him or herself, and chip in some words he or she was not able to add to the sentences or the story your child is telling you. So that is number two. Can we move to number three now? If just if you're just seeing this channel, thank you. And I would love you to tell me your location, and tell me if you picked the first two practical steps I have just mentioned. If you did pick it, just write yes, I did on the comments. I'm watching. If you picked the first two steps, please just drop I did on the comment. I want to see if you really picked the first two. I'm waiting. Hi, hi. Thank you for joining. So make sure you stay to the end because we've just talked. So the next point or the next practical tip is read aloud. How does read aloud boost a child's vocabulary? Reading aloud or read aloud session is another sure way to introduce a child to new words. Why reading? Each time a child read, or while reading a book with a child, you normally see that there are some words that the child is not familiar with. Yeah, I like that. I like that you picked this too. The natural method and use it open my question. Very good. So the read aloud part, that is the third practical tip. The read aloud session, or the read aloud part, is where you sit with your child and read with your child. Not just giving a child a book to read, but you read with your child. It doesn't matter if your child can read, but for the read aloud, you can decide to read, take turns, your child read, listen, or you read and your child listens. In that way, your child is listening to what you're reading, and two of you will be able to pick out new words in the book, isolate new words, find out the meaning in the dictionary, go back to the expression or the sentence where the new word was used, and see how you can relate it in real life. So that in your subsequent expressions at home or during your interaction at home, you can use the sentence with your child at home. I remember this particular day I was having a read aloud session with some kids, and the book was Power Cut. That was the title of the book, Power Cut. And I asked the children, so what is power cut? We had to quickly dramatize it. I turned off the light and asked them, what do you think had happened? The light was gone. So I said, this is power cut. So in fact, that book, from the cover page, we started learning new expressions. So the kids learned power cut just from the cover page without even reading the book. So they needed to know, they needed to learn the meaning of power chords before even reading. So that is how powerful books are and how powerful read aloud sessions can be. During read aloud sessions, children are definitely going to meet new words. So it's left for you to help them isolate these new words, find out the meaning, and try to help them, if possible, form extra sentences or other sentences so they can see other ways to use these new words. If you allow your child to read alone, the child will likely not take note of the new words. So that is why read aloud is encouraged, regardless of your child's age. 5 years, 2 years, 3 years, even 9 years, you can still have a read aloud session with your child. If you're reading together, it is easier for you to isolate hard words and, if possible, quickly get answers or the meaning of those words using a dictionary, form other sentences using those words, and in that way, your child has picked those words and the child can start using it naturally. So that is why read aloud is very essential. You don't have to spend 30 or 50 minutes reading. 10 minutes each day is fine. Just read. Once you see a new expression or a new word, isolate the word and find out the meaning of that word in a dictionary. As you're learning it, your child is learning it too, and your child's vocabulary is improving, and you even get to know how well your child's vocabulary has improved when you try to ask the child sentences or try to do other things, ask questions, and your child start applying those words that he or she has learned. So that is the strategy. Read aloud. Do not ignore that. Even if your child can read, you can still read aloud with your child. So that is the third point. Do you remember the first point? The natural method, where you can just use your voice. You don't need to read. Use your voice in your day-to-day interaction. Express yourself. Tell your child what you're doing. Express yourself. Let your child see you, hear the actions you're doing, and the words you're using to describe them. That is the first one. The second one, we are moving to the child this time. Using an open-ended question, ask your child to express him or herself. Let the child tell you about his or her day, how things are moving, and all of that. If you do, your child is learning to use those words or the new words she or she has learned in the daily interaction. The third point I've mentioned right now is the read aloud. Read book aloud or read books aloud. Because your child can read, it's not an excuse. You can still read aloud. In fact, it's even more interesting. And some books are more interesting when you read them with someone. So you can try this method. If you followed through the first, second, third method, can you please write on the description or on the comments? Just write, yes, I did. I've mentioned those methods, those tips I've just mentioned. I am waiting. I've said the first one again, the natural method that involves you telling your child, describing all your activities using the words you want your child to learn. The second one, using an open ended question to allow your child to express him or herself. And the third one is read aloud. So these are the three tips. If you picked them, let me see you write them on the description or on the comment section. I want to see if you picked all of them before we move to the next tip. Remember, we are talking about things you can do or ways you can boost your child's vocabulary at home. I'm waiting. Just let me know if you picked the 3 points I have discussed so far. Yeah, well done. You picked that. So let's move to the fourth method. The first method is reduction of screen time or reduce screen time. Instead of allowing your child to watch movies, cartoons, or TV program for a very long time, limit it. Have conversation more or discuss more. Remember, you want your child's vocabulary to improve. Once your child knows what to say and how to say them, it will not be hard for your child to express him or herself. So if your child wants to express him or herself, making out time is one way for that child to do that. But if you're not careful, screen time will take all of this time. So reduce screen time. Ask your child questions. Let the child interact more, speak more. If your child can't speak at home, is he outside? So let your child speak more, interact with you, tell you about what is happening his day, the good, the bad, everything. Let the child just talk. As the child is talking or expressing herself, you are learning, you're also along the line, add things the child is supposed to use. Okay, child used did instead of do, child used go instead of went. So far I've talked about four methods. The first one, the second one, use open-ended question. The third one, read aloud. And then the fourth one, have I talked about the fourth one? The fourth one, I said reduce screen time. I'll give your child opportunity to be expressive at home. If a child is expressive at home, chances are that the child will be expressive out there. So you can correct the child's mistakes at home. What for the error, the the words that the child didn't use properly, fix it at home. By the time the child goes out there, the child can use the expressions properly and even hear the child using the new words learned from you in the everyday activity. So let's do a recap. Reduce screen time. Ask your child, read aloud with your child, ask your child open-ended question. So someone is asking, what is an open-ended question? Questions that will allow your child to speak out. Questions like, did you find today's math topic interesting? No. Why? The teacher was too fast. Oh, he didn't break it down. Just using questions to draw out the child's mind. The child will tell you all the things that happened, but this time we are using a question to bring out all the points. So that is it about open-ended question. Questions that will help you draw out the child's mind or that will allow the child to be expressive and you watch or hear as the child uses expressions at home. Okay, so another question is, can we do how what about if we are cooking or yeah, so the natural method that involves you using your voice without reading at home, you're cooking, you're washing. So let's talk about um washing. Yes, let's talk about washing. So a mother is washing, or a parent. So you use the word ringing, you use the word hanging, you also use the word wash line or washing line. These are new words for the child, and your child will pick all of these. Or do we talk about a house? The house is unkept. That's a new word. The house is untidy. Of course, the child knows dirty, but you did not use the word dirty this time. You're using new words. So the child gets used to hearing other words, not just the ones she knows. So instead of saying the house is not well arranged, you can use the word the house is untidy, the house is unkept. These are expressions you can use. And the child did not understand. The child will ask, so what does it mean? Okay, I have another question. And the question is, can this method work out for a 2-year old and a child still learning and picking words? Sure, it can. This time you reduce the number of words you use. It works for children of all ages. So how can we apply it to a child that is just 2? So your child gets home, take off your clothes. Your child knows that it is take off. Take off your shoes, take off your clothes. Your child is speaking 2 words: take off shoes, take off clothes. Okay. Your child also gets to hear another one: pick up your pencil. Pick up. Pick up is a new word. Instead of saying get me a pencil or get your pencil or bring your pencil, your child hears pick up your pencil. A child can also, your 2-year-old will also hear words like um instead of stop shouting, the child hears reduce your voice or lower your voice. Instead of also your child 2-year-old just hearing you say come, you can use the expression come closer or move closer. So you can use it for all ages, but this time, since we are talking about a 2-year-old, just reduce the number of big words we use. But don't feel that your child is too young and you continuously repeat the words you've been using. Use the same hard words, but reduce the number of hard words you use for your child. Your child will just grow up learning that these are the words we use, and the child will start applying them. I think that I've answered your question. So whatever you want to say it. If you feel the child did not understand, expatiate. Explain it more to your child. You can even use more sentences or break it down, but the child will understand. If you tell a 2-year-old to take off your shoes and you feel the child didn't understand take off, the child is used to remove your shoes, you can just go close to the child and take off the child's shoe. Next time, the child will know that take off is the same thing as remove your shoes. Okay? If you don't also want your 2-year-old, if you want to teach your 2-year-old, oh, don't mess up your books, you can also use another expression. Hold a child's book and let the child understand that you're talking about books. The child will grow up knowing that these are other expressions you can use, and it will wow you or surprise you that one day that same child will use these expressions, because these are the expressions that are used around her. Have I answered the question? So, what book do I recommend for read aloud with a 2-year-old? Fine. So, for read aloud, children or toddlers, they are naturally attracted to brightly colored pictures of animal objects around them. So, for 2 years and less, get picture books. Picture books are those books that have more of pictures than write-ups. I have a lot of them here. I will show you one of them. Okay, so this is a picture book. The picture book has more of pictures. So for toddlers, because they are babies, we use picture book that will appeal to them. You don't even need to read much because picture books don't have many write-ups. So this is an example of a picture book. Did you see just a few write-up and this? But this page can teach a child so many things. The child gets to talk about what is the color of this man, Is this person a man or a woman? Do you think he's happy or he's sad? In one of my videos, I've talked about how to read with a toddler so that your toddler will not be bored. You can make reference to that video later. So while reading a picture book with a toddler, you don't have to read and read and read as if you're reading to an adult. You need to first get carry the child along, all the pictures of the book. Make sure you allow the child touch the book, ask questions concerning the picture. So this is a picture book. The child tell you about this person. Is he a man or a woman? Is he sad or happy? What color is that? Does he have a long hair or a short hair? And this is another picture. What animal is this? Is it a cat? Is it a cow? These are questions you can ask. Engage with your child as you are reading a picture book with your child. So for 2 years, you read picture books for that child, books that have more pictures and few write-ups. There are also some picture books that don't have words. They are called wordless picture books. Those picture books, they have more pictures. In fact, they have pictures alone, no words. So you can now design questions based on the pictures, the kind of pictures you have there. There are so many picture books, foreign picture books. I don't have a long list of them. And there are also some African picture books in my collection. So this is one of them. This is a foreign picture book, Tom's Cat. It is a beautiful book. It has so many pictures, and this one also has so many sounds. The child learns different sounds animals can make and all of that. So that is that. Did I answer your question? Do you have another question for me? How many times can I have a read aloud session with my kids weekly? Oh, as long as you can. There is no limit to the amount of time you can spend reading with your children. Just children differ. Some children, they can sit for 5 minutes, they are tired. But sometimes their being tired depends on the way you are reading. If you make a reading very interactive, children can stay till 20 minutes listening to your story. They can even stay up to 30 minutes. So if you engage with them, so first pick a story that is very interesting, that has a beautiful cover page, very interesting pictures, and a book that is not voluminous. Go with that. Then while reading, engage with them. Vary your voice. If a book has 2 or 3 characters, use different voice for different characters. Your facial expression, the way you read, why each of the character is being talked about, we entice the children. They want to hear you read about this, read about that. So if you can do it every day of the week, love books. Okay, so that is another question. I think I'm enjoying this session. Do you have another question for me? Did I answer your question? So find out what works for your children. If your children can sit for 10 minutes, make sure that the 10 minutes you don't bore them. Start by picking very interesting books, books that have interesting titles, engage them while reading, vary your voices, vary your voice and allow them to touch pictures, ask them questions as you're reading, and you see that before you know it, 30 minutes is gone without even you feeling it. And guess what? As you're reading with them, you're also learning something. Children's stories, but most times adults do learn a lot from children's stories. Okay, so that is amazing. It's been an interesting session today talking about how to boost a child's vocabulary. Ultimately, books are very important. So I discussed 4 methods. The last method I want to share with you today is you can enroll your child in a book club. When a child is in a book club, the child gets to meet other kids who are striving to become book lovers like your child too. By the time your child sees how they talk about books, what they've read, how they express themselves, your child will be thrilled to do that too. So enrolling your child in a reading club or a book club is another good way to help your child boost your child's vocabulary. And if you can't even enroll your child in a book club out there, you can even form a book club yourself at home. If you have more than one child, two kids are enough to have a club, and two of them get to read and share ideas with yourself. You are three in your book club. With time, other kids might be interested, and that is how book club starts. So 5 points now, five practical tips that can help you to boost your child's vocabulary. Make sure that you are expressive at home. Use those words that you want your child to learn. Don't feel that they are too young, they will not understand. They will understand. Even if they don't understand, explain to them. Keep explaining. And one day you see them, you hear them using those words. And secondly, ask them open-minded questions. Allow them to express themselves. Even if they are not getting it right, as they are talking, keep helping them. Okay, he went to the market, not he go to the market. Keep helping them to polish the expression. And the next one is read aloud. Make sure that you read aloud with your kids. Pick age appropriate books. I cannot use a chapter book for a toddler. Chapter books does not have pictures. In fact, some chapter books don't have pictures at all. Imagine using a chapter book for a toddler. The toddler will be bored. And imagine using a chapter book for a 4 year or 5 year, the child will also be bored. And if you use a picture book for a child that is 10, the child will feel that you're demeaning him or her. It is way below the child. So pick age appropriate book. Know what works for the child. Why reading? Engage the children, let them tell you what is in the book, ask questions, and really pay attention. You can do that every day if you have the time. You can do, but make sure you are regular with that. Read with your kids regularly and make sure that whatever you want to tell them, use those expressions. They don't understand, explain those expressions. With time, they get comfortable using all of these. And lastly, if you don't have time for all of this, you can just enroll your child in a club or a book club where other book lovers come together, talk about books, they hear other children, tell them what they've read, narrate a story, talk about the importance of this particular book. Your child will be thrilled to want to read books. So that is it about how to boost your vocabulary. This method works like magic. Would you like to try out any of them? I would like to know if you want to try any of them and which of them would you want to try out. Please let me. Would you want to try out the read aloud? Would you want to try out the natural method that you just use your voice? Or would you want to try out the reading club? Okay, a toddler will see a chapter book as a clean paper. Exactly. Exactly. So a toddler will see a chapter book as just that thing that is there disturbing me. But if it is a picture book, there are some picture books that even have pictures of babies on their cover page. The child will quickly want to see, this is a baby like myself. What is the baby doing here? The curiosity starts, and the next thing starts reading. That is how it works. Okay. So tell me which of the method you love most and which of them would you want to start using immediately to help boost your child's vocabulary. Remember, when a child knows more, the child speaks more. A child is not expressive because the child does not know what to say. So if you want your child to express him or herself, or if you want to raise an expressive child, the child needs to know some things. You teach the child. If you can't teach, just model it. Just let your child know or see as you do things and hear the kind of words you use. That is one. The child will learn and the child will become expressive. Give your child opportunity at home to tell you about his day, express yourself, and of course, limit screen time. Screens are very important, but you just need to limit so that you can talk to your child, have a meaningful conversation with your child. So that is it about it. I'm waiting to see which of these methods do you appreciate more and which of them would you want to use. If you are just coming across my channel, just make sure you click on the subscription button and share this video to other parents who are eager to raise book lovers like myself. It's really been an amazing time with all of you today, and I look forward to review come Saturday. Oh, I would love to try out the natural method, open-ended question, and read aloud session. I would like to share our progress later. Yay! I love this. Okay, so I look forward to hearing the reviews, and I'm glad your child will love all these methods. So henceforth, start using those expressions you want your child to use, and you'll be amazed at how your child will pick them and start to use them. Okay. Any other, do you have any other thing, question for me, or any other method you want to use, you want me to talk about? I will gladly answer you. Okay. Okay, so I think I have another another picture book here. Yes, this is a picture book. This picture book has few words too, and then it has more of pictures. So these are picture books, picture books, picture books. So remember what I said when it comes to reading, you have to go for books that are very beautiful, colorful books that have beautiful images of objects, animals on the cover page. I am so interested in having in the cover page of a story, because if a book does not appeal to me as an adult, I do wonder if it will appeal to children, because I want to be attracted first before even opening the book or flipping through. So first go for books that are very beautiful, colorful books. If you do, that's the first one. Make sure that it has beautiful images and beautiful titles. If you are interested in the book, in the storybook you are reading, it will reflect on the way you read it with children. You enjoy reading, and the children will enjoy listening. Okay, I'm seeing another write up. I would like to reduce or limit screen time and register them in a book club. Yay, that's amazing. Reducing screen time is another game changer. You won't believe that your child is spending 1 hour, 2 hours until you check it. So if you check it, you see that you're cutting out that time your child is just there absorbing content, but your child is there interacting with you. You're listening to your child is listening to you, you're picking out those errors, and with time, your child's vocabulary will improve. I see it at this way. When a child's vocabulary is much, or when a child has so many words, it's like someone having a full jar. And if your jar is full, if you want to do something, if you want to pick something from the jar, you have so many options. You pick one, drop it, pick another one, you have so many options. But if your jar is not full, if it's just you just have a few content, what you do is you are just used to, you just go and pick one, just that one. You don't have many options. If your child's vocabulary is much, your child will feel free to use so many words, describe things, describe himself or herself, the environment, and it will flow. But if your child's vocabulary is very poor, the child will keep repeating the same words again. Sometimes the child will even lost. How do I say this? I'm thinking of the right word to use. It doesn't happen if the child's vocabulary is intact. So use all this method, and you'll be glad you did. My name is Confidence Oladende, and on this channel, I help people raise children who love to read. I share practical advice that will help you read with your kids at home. I also review children's stories, African stories on this channel. So it's nice having this discussion. My next live stream, I'll be reviewing a book. Do you have any book in mind? Or should I tell you the book I'm going to review next time? It's nice having all of you today. I look forward to my next live stream where I'll be reviewing a beautiful African story. So till then, I have a book club for children, an online book club, and I would love you to enroll your kids. so I can help them boost their vocabulary naturally. It's nice having you today, and I look forward to doing this again and again. Till I meet you next time, I leave in God's hands. Bye.